let your heart be trouble. Lift your head up high, don't fear no evil. Fix your eyes on this one truth. God is madly in love with you. So take courage, hold on, be strong. Remember where our help comes from. Oh, 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 oh.
Mapagpalang umaga po sa inyong lahat at muli po, purihin ang Panginoon sapagkat nakalipas ang isang linggo, linggong umaga, sa bawat isa, lalong-lalo na dyan sa atin sa bayang ating sinilangan, ang ating pong bayang Pilipinas. At live po tayo sa kasalukuyan mula po dito sa Southern California. Ako po si Pastor Jan at gayon din po kasama natin sa Bangkok, Thailand, si Pastor Rolly Kirong. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning. Good morning. We're going to address today a very important part of artificial intelligence, and that is plagiarism. So I'm going to discuss about that, and I hope that you will join us as we discuss more of these things. And sana makasama rin natin si Pastor Noni, tsaka yung iba pang mga kasama natin na available this morning. Although it's a Sunday morning, it's almost 6 a.m. We're a little early. Hopefully they will be able to join us. Kung hindi makaistorbo sa kanilang mga Sunday activities. So, kumusta na Pastor Jan?
Okay naman po at mabuti at purihin ng Panginoon sapagkat napapag-usapan natin itong tinatawag na artificial intelligence at ito nga po napakalaking tulong sa ating pong mga kamanggagawa. Okay, hindi na po natin patatagalan na ho. Babalik po kami. Saglit lang po. Yan, kasama po natin si Pastor Rolly muli sa Bangkok, Thailand. At salamat po sa Panginoon sa pagkakataon na ipinagkaloob niya sa atin sa pamagitan ng panahon na inilaan din ni Pastor Rolly sa atin. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning, good morning. So, katulad nga lang nabanggit ko kanina, nabanggit ko kahapon, papatuloy natin itong pag-aaral we're going to continue our study on artificial intelligence. There are so many other different concerns and different things that I can show you. But something came up yesterday. Among the things that I think it's very important to discuss about is the issue of plagiarism. Okay? Pag sinabi pong plagiarism in artificial intelligence, tayo po ba ay dahil sa hindi na, for example, yung mga students na gumagawa ng research, maaari po ba natin na masasabi na magiging kumukopy lang tayo ng isang idea o isang information from another person, and therefore is AI generated content, is it plagiarism? Okay, now technically what plagiarism means, and let me show it to you on Merriam-Webster's definition of plagiarism. Okay, and pakikita na dito sa ating screen. Yeah. Okay. Classroom. Close this one. Okay. All right. StreamYard. Present. Share screen. Ayan. Ayan. So, plagiarism in artificial intelligence. Yeah. All right. So, I hope you can see that. Let me just double check if you can see it enough. Okay. All right. Yan po ang, pag sinearch mo yung plagiarism in artificial intelligence, it will define there for you what is plagiarism. It also defines to you why does it think it's not plagiarism. Okay? Unang-una po sa lahat, meron pong message po dyan na yung um, um, unahin ko lang po ito. So, yung artificial intelligence daw po or AI ay hindi ko nangongopya. Paggamit po ng artificial intelligence uh, ay hindi po pagkopya ng ibang tao. Nandiyan po yung definition ng plagiarism. Okay? So, plagiarism is important dahil sa kapag nakongopya ka ng gawa ng ibang tao, ay hindi po tama yun. According to the Webster's definition, plagiarism is taking someone else's ideas or words and presenting them as their own. Yan po yun. Okay? So, if you take someone's idea or words and presenting them as your own, exact word for word, you copy an article word for word or paraphrase it, then you can be considered plagiarizing or pangongopya. When you are doing that, then definitely then you have a problem. But AI, artificial intelligence, does not copy it from another person. It does not use exactly the same words of another person. It creates on its own based on what you ask, and you may use it and then use. But you when you use it, this is the most important part. Okay, this is very important. When you use AI, you have to let the people know. Okay, do not claim it as your own. And I'm not saying that when you use something and you use AI and you don't tell other people, then you're technically liable. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you have to be honest, not just with yourself, but with the people, because they might search the same thing and it might come up this same thing, and they say, "Oh, ginamit lang niya yan, yung AI." But it doesn't make any difference. Even if they find out, and even if they find out, just to give you an idea or an evidence of this, is there are how many? Let me just write it down. Check it out. Okay, how many books in Amazon that are made by AI or AI generated? Uh, there are now over 200 ebooks in Amazon as of February this year. Okay, so does Amazon allow AI generated books? Yes, Amazon has introduced new rules and guidance for Kindle books generated by artificial intelligence. Okay, let me just show this to you so that everything is clear. Okay, I'm gonna stop screen for a second, and I'm gonna show you that plagiarism is not allowed, and yet Amazon shows that you can use uh, AI to produce your own ebook. And some of the ebooks that are made, ebooks that are for children, for kids, and for different topics. It says here, Amazon has introduced new rules and guidance for Kindle books, and they are books generated by artificial intelligence. And you need to put in the requirement there, okay? Which ones are made by AI, which ones are made by you and AI, and so forth, so on. So you can do a co-author, okay? And in fact, here it says ChatGPT launches boom in AI written ebooks on Amazon. I don't know if you can see that part. Yeah. It says there that the focus of this one, okay, that you could see here that, see, I don't know if you can actually hear it. Hold on. Although, yeah. Until recently, Brescian never imagined it could be a published author, although I dreamed about it. But after learning ChatGPT antivirus program, Schickler figured an opportunity had landed in his lap. Okay, so yeah, mga examples ng mga writers. Using the AI software can generate blocks of text from simple prompts. She created a 30-page illustrated children's ebook in a matter of hours. It's amazing. Okay, 9.99. The West Squirrel: A Tale of Saving and Investing. Okay, so what is the idea? Um, there is a concern about authenticity because ChatGPT learns how to write by scanning millions of pages of existing text. An experiment with AI by CNET resulted in multiple corrections and apparent plagiarism before the tech news suspended its use. Okay. So may mga threat dun sa real authors. But this is something they need to be worried about. These books will flood the market and a lot of authors are going to be out of work. So yung mga writers, they don't need it anymore. So they need to be transparency from the authors. Kaya sinasabi nila, that's why they are saying that when they create an artificial intelligence made Amazon or ebook, they have to define it. So from conception to publication in just hours, from the time that you conceive it to the time that you release it, it's only a few hours. So how many ebooks can you make if you are very good in artificial intelligence? And not everyone is blown away by the software. Sold millions of copies of books he wrote himself through Kindle Direct Publishing. He says that Chat GPT assisted novels are dull. Okay, but yet in many other people, if you can get bad reviews, then you will know it's going to sink down to the bottom. So it doesn't make any difference. Maganda siya. It will increase. If it's not, then it will go down. So the idea of plagiarism is addressed. It's not copying technically not copying the author. So there is no issue about plagiarism when you're doing artificial intelligence. Now, one of the concerns that people have is what about medical articles? I had a student from Mexico who was a PhD. The very first time she was introduced with ChatGPT, at the same time that we were talking, and I was trying to consult with her, and she just was overwhelmed with the idea that she created the whole article through ChatGPT, and she was not telling her boss about it. And she was very concerned. Ginawa niya lahat kasi ChatGPT lang, medical research on. And then the actual medical research that she got it from, it's a 30-page document, and she said summarize it in 4 pages, and she was able to summarize it. But it was not really her who summarized it. It was more of the ChatGPT. So it was a major concern. That's something that is really, really important to talk about. Kasi kung halimbawa, kinokopya lang niya yan lahat, tapos hindi naman niya gawa, tapos, excuse me, then sinasabi niya na, paano mo gagawin yan kung hindi naman pala totoo na ikaw yung gumawa niyan. Okay, so shout out po pala bago tayo magpatuloy. I forgot to mention. Good morning po kay Ate Juliet. Good morning po kay Teacher Che diyan sa Bacoor. Good morning po kay Pastor Maymon, Sir Nicola. Happy birthday, Pastor John. I didn't even recognize that. So we will continue with our topic today, and maybe there's some of you who may still have some questions. Ipagpapatuloy po natin yan. So i-address ko yung plagiarism one more time. There was a student of mine from Brazil. He's a medical doctor. He's now in Alabama as we speak. And he's saying that when that happened, after that incident happened, the ChatGPT came. There was a representative, not a real representative from Chat OpenAI, but somebody that is more intelligent, more aware of what's going on, and did a lecture on them on ChatGPT among medical students. And during the presentation, they addressed the issue. The person addressed the issue that there was literally no limit to the capability of ChatGPT, and that there were some concerns that there has to be some limitations on it because it's getting out of control, especially in the medical field. And one of the medical doctors, I think it was a pharmaceutical doctor, a pharmacist, and she said something about that she created something about glaucoma. she created an article about glaucoma, and instantly the whole process of ChatGPT creation was so simple, was almost perfect, and what he was asking was, what would he say then in this particular article that he created or that she created? She said, "Is it mine? Is it ChatGPT? Is it OpenAI? What should I put?" And that was becoming an issue. Who is the owner of that is relating to plagiarism? Is it really plagiarism? Well, it is not. It's AI generated, and it is not. Pastor Dan Solomon is also watching with us. Pastor Dan, we appreciate you joining us. So again, we are addressing the issue of plagiarism. Pag sinabing plagiarism, nangongopya ba tayo pag ginawa natin sa AI? Ang concern po is if we are copying exactly the same words. Now, as far as the research of the students are concerned, like for example, I'm a professor in the university. I tell them, you use the ChatGPT. Mga ibang teachers kasi, oh, you cannot use Google, you cannot do research. But that's what they're doing already. They're doing research work. They're copying and pasting some of the information that they're getting from Google. They're putting it in, and they're rephrasing it. They're rewording it, or they are explaining what it means in their own words. That's the idea of research. But ChatGPT does it for you. Of course, the idea of the discipline is lost there. Bakit mo kailangang ChatGPT ang gumawa? If you have to do it and you have to have the discipline to do it, that's the idea. But what is the reason that I allow my students to do research for them? Because as long as they know what they are presenting, and the proper phrasing is done for them, it's okay. Because as long as they can explain to me what they are presenting, that's perfect. The rephrasing, the wording are tools that they can use to organize their thoughts. That's perfect. And in fact, it would make their lives easier and be able to accomplish what they're doing in a much shorter time. For some of the professors, they may not be interested in that. They may not be aware of that. They may not like that. But overall, I think if a student does that research and he did an actual research using Google, it will be exactly the same thing. It will be more convoluted, more confusing, more conflicting. But if you use ChatGPT and OpenAI, I think it will be more organized. It will simplify the lives of students. It will simplify the lives of many people, even the corrections of the professors, by the way. One of the things that we don't know is you can literally copy and paste what your students submit to you and post it again in ChatGPT. And if they do it exactly the way it is, then it will be displayed as created by AI. And it will even show you the user that created that AI. You can explore that. However, if the student is smart enough and use different applications to, not just ChatGPT, use different applications to rephrase, pag binago nila yung words, binago nila yung paragraphs, then ChatGPT will not be able to trace that. So what is the point? The point is, as long as the students know the technology, how they can go around it and rephrase certain words, as long as they can understand it, it's basically the same thing that they're doing. Now, we're not encouraging them to just copy cats or to just copy the things that are there, but we are encouraging them to use the technology for their benefit so that their lives will be much easier. They will be able to complete it. Brother Noel Kasim is watching with us, I think, in California, Southern California. So it's very important, are we going to encourage our kids to do artificial intelligence? Are we going to encourage people to use artificial intelligence, particularly in the ministry, particularly in different fields? What would artificial intelligence do to us? No? So these are some questions that you might want to have. Pastor John, let's stop for a second. Meron ba tayong mga questions dyan? So we are in 20 minutes into our live broadcast from San Diego, California. And we have Pastor John with us. And hopefully we will have ministers and pastors that can join us. Anyone else that are there? Maybe you can invite Pastor John.
Yeah. Gusto ko lang ko i-greet yung ating pong butihing pastor sa Amazing Grace Christian Church. They are celebrating their 8th year anniversary dyan po sa Santa Cruz sa panguna ni Pastor Bog sa Asis. Ganoon din po, good morning sa lahat po ng mga viewers natin sa Daily Morning Reflection. At nandyan po maaga silang nakasama natin lalong-lalo na sa ating pong broadcast ngayong araw. At alam ko na ilan sa ating pong mga kamanggagawa na pinadalhan po natin ng link, they are also preparing for Sunday. Kaya po medyo busy, pero ganun pa man, kami po ay nandito at patuloy na ihahatid sa inyo ang kahalagahan ng paggamit ng teknolohiya sa kapanahunan natin ngayon. At sabi ko nga, may minsan napapatanong tayo, ano bang kapakinabangan ng paggamit ng AI? Dito maganda yung malaman natin na isa sa pwedeng gamitin ng kagamitan or tools is to help us to share the gospel and connect with other more people. Kasi napakadali Hindi katulad dati, tatawag ka ng 100 tao. Kabilis. Pero kapag gumawa ka ng email, through technology, then saglit lang yon. Okay. Tapos, kung titingnan natin, how technology can improve our system. Meaning, makakatulong po ito sa ating mga preparations o mga dapat nating gawin na siyang higit na mapadali kaysa gagamitin natin in a traditional way. So, personally, I can encourage believers as well as pastors and Christian workers na hindi po maging kabigatan sa inyo ang paggamit ng artificial intelligence kung ito ay gamitin natin as a modern tool in preparation of ministry. Pastor Ollie.
All right, so I hope that answers the questions most of us will have about plagiarism. If there are some more clarifications that you would need, na good morning po sa atin si Ate Juliet Prestosa from Adas, Cavabacor, Cavite. Hello po and good morning. And hello po dyan sa mga taga Blessed Hope, Blessed Bethel Fundamental Baptist Church and Blessed Hope dyan sa Dasmariñas. We are continuing our live telecast. I would like to present my screen if I can. I'd like to show you part of our description of let's go straight to character.ai. Yesterday we started it. We're not able to complete it yet, but I'd like to show you the power again of using the AI. Okay, hold on a second. Character.ai. Okay. Pastor John, birthday mo pala? Pinabati ka ni Pastor Maymon. I wasn't sure if that is true. Birthday pala ata ni Pastor ni Pastor John. Anyway, we will find out that in a moment. Sherlyn is also watching with us. Hello, Sherlyn. Okay, I will be sharing. Pastor John, totoo ba? Pastor John, na birthday mo?
Yeah, totoo. Kaya nga, nagtumba ako ng baka
All right. Happy birthday, Pastor John. Ayan,
pare-pareho na kami. Lahat ng bumati sa akin, magmula pa kaninang madaling araw hanggang sa mga sandaling ito, bumabaha pa rin yung mga pagbati. Thank you so much and may the Lord continually bless each and every one of us.
42 na po si Pastor John. Magandang edad na po yung nabot na niya. 42 na siya. Malapit na rin akong 42. Pastor Don Solomon is watching from Mount Zion Baptist Church in Lubao, Pampanga. Brother Harry Prestosa is also watching with us. I believe in from Iloilo. So we are appreciating that. Okay, now character.ai. We go back to what I'm showing. Keep it like that, Pastor John. Diyan ka lang sa picture and then lagay dyan lang sa side para meron tayong discussions. Okay? Tingnan natin tong character.ai nito. This is very, very interesting. If you haven't done so, if you've been using ChatGPT a few days ago, you got to start using this character.ai. And it's very sophisticated. And again, there are some limitations on it. It's just fun, okay? Make it very, very informative and make it fun. Not necessarily 100% accurate. You need to verify that for sure. But if you are into some kind of like interactive, rather than just when you're researching something, for example, ano ba nangyari nung People's Power Revolution? Ano ba yung nangyari nung, let's say, the time of Emilio Aguinaldo? There's some information historically, and instead of finding out the information by doing a research, you find a person that is critical in that particular era, and then you interview it. Again, it's a totally different, mind-blowing experience. Okay, so I'd like to showcase that one. So character.ai. For example, here there are some of the characters that I try to use. You have Jacob from the Bible. You have Napoleon Bonaparte. I even did Ferdinand Marcos, Ninoy Aquino. I did Darna. Who is Darna? I did Taylor Swift, and I did Apolinario Mabini, Julius Caesar, and so forth, so on. So let's say, for example, I would like to talk about, let's do, it says here, create. So by the way, when you first do type in character.ai, it will bring you to a beta.character.ai. Makikita niyo yan sa taas, beta.character.ai. Okay? So why is it beta? In a sense, it's not fully released yet. Okay? So you can create your own character. So here you say create. Again, this is artificial intelligence. We haven't really touched a lot of different things. You can have artificial intelligence to use your voice when you're doing recording or doing a video. You can do a sound blaster to change different effects. You can use artificial intelligence to do a powerful design. You have um, Adobe has released an AI version that can create the different images just with the words. You type in words like something that can never be imagined. Like, for example, I'd like you to create an apple that is colored rainbow, and it will do that. And that would be something that would probably be something that we could check. Image generating, I think it's one of the ones that we can recall. So you can create an image and so forth, so on. But I'd like to create at this time something that would be a character. Okay, so you could see there. Gigi Canlas is watching. Hello, G. I know some of these things are very familiar to you already, but you can ask and participate questions. Gigi Canlas is Gigi Carnavas Sholo is actually watching with us in Arizona. So stick with us, and I'd like to show you some of these things that is actually very important. For example, very practical. Let's talk about Moses. How many things do we know about Moses? All right, so let's create Moses. Moses from the scriptures, of course. Moses from the Bible. And no, you know what? Let's create somebody that we rarely talked about. Let's talk about Jabez. Who is Jabez from the scriptures? Okay. All right. So type in Jabez, and we're going to try to stream who is Jabez. Okay. So Jabez from the scriptures. I am Jabez. All right. You can enable generation for this character. We don't want to do that for now. We can create an image, or we can just go straight to create and chat. Okay. So we create and chat. Now let's see if this is Jabez, the one from the scriptures. Are you the Jabez from the Bible? Yeah, there you go. Yes, that would be me. All right. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? Now, Jabez, now we will know about who Jabez is in a second. Okay, certainly. I lived during the time of King Rehoboam, and I was a musician and poet. I am mentioned in 1 Kings 4:31. Can you tell me what 1 Kings 4:31 says? Okay, let's see if he can do that. Certainly, the verse 1 Kings 4:31 reads, "A man named Jabez, who was more honorable than any of the people of Israel, lived in Kohath. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters." Oh my goodness, he had 60 kids. I didn't even know that. Hello from Arizona, Gigi. Okay, hi. Now, I didn't even know that. I know that he had a problem. Okay. Can you tell me something about why you are mentioned in the scriptures? Why you think? Can you tell me something? Why you think you are mentioned in the scriptures? Let's see. Let's see. We will. It seems that I was including in the scripture an example of a righteous man, as the text notes, that was more honorable than any of the Israelites, and that I was the father of his children. This may have been to encourage the Israelites to strive for righteousness in their own lives. Okay. Great. Can you tell me about the meaning of your name and why you were called Jabez? All right. Now I'm guiding them because I know a little bit of what Jabez means. But if you don't know, of course, you will end up finding it out as you are interviewing this quote unquote person, but is from the past. And then he says, sure, my name Jabez means pain in Hebrew, and it's like a reflection of the difficulties and afflictions I experienced during my time on earth, such as being a slave and living in a time of war. And my name also serves as a reminder to others to trust in God's sovereignty, as I did, even in difficult and certain circumstances. I heard about the prayer that is very popular that you made. Can you tell me about it? Okay. Now, Reggie Pignol is also watching with us in Southern California. Hi, Reg. There are more and more people that are watching with us. Again, I'm doing artificial intelligence, and at the same time, I'm doing character that AI. Those of you who are just tuning in, I'm just showing you, reflecting on the things that can be used as part of artificial intelligence. Susan Matella, who is also from California, from the Northern California, Sacramento area, she was mentioning something, yeah, the last few days about, these are can be the tool of Satan, and it's true. And why do we entrust our hearts and soul? We don't, because they are not, they are most likely going to be used by the devil. However, these are same tools that we are given right now, like computers and Google and all that. So we should be able to use that in the right way, in a good way, and whatever it is that God allows us to use, we will be able to use them to magnify His name, and also to share the truth, and also to learn more about other things. So it's talking about, I asked him about a very popular prayer that he made. So he says, he says that I'm known for praying. And Jabez called upon the God of Israel, saying, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my border, and that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from the calamity. And God granted him what he requested. I made this prayer after experiencing a great deal of hardship and affliction. And I believe, okay, let's see. It didn't mention it. From my recollection, I believe there was also some problems at the time of his birth. Wasn't, so I'm gonna type in. I'm gonna lead him to that answer. So wasn't there also a problem when you were born? And let's see if he knows about it. Yes, that's correct. I was born prematurely and was a very small and fragile child, which is probably why I had to work as a slave and as an adult in order to survive. However, despite these challenges, I remained faithful to God and prayed for guidance and assistance in the midst of my difficulties. What are you having difficulties today? Okay, what character that? Hey, very good. Ate Juliet is asking, what is the difference between character that AI and ChatGPT? Thanks. Okay, thank you, po, Ate Juliet. I will show you that in a minute. Okay, I'm actually demonstrating character that AI. Character that AI is a question and answer form. You create first the character, and then once you create the person, whoever it is, especially like something that you made, and then you can ask questions about it, and they will answer based on what they know who they are. Particularly if they are particularly if they are from the Bible. For example, here we talk about Jabez. You can talk about Moses, talk about Jacob, and talk about Joseph in the Bible, or Joseph of Arimathea, and so forth, so on. And then you get an idea by asking them questions. Instead of researching who they are, you can just do as if it's just doing an interview with a person, which I think it's enhancing your knowledge of who that person is. Okay, let's go back to this Jabez. Paliwanag ko lang ulit later on what is the difference between those two. Sabi niya, yes, that's correct. I was born prematurely and was very small a child. Now, let's see. Can you share with me the part in the Bible that says this? Okay, because may pagka premature siya daw eh. All right. Okay. What is the meaning of the name Jabez? I don't think it mentioned there exactly. Pain. So it wasn't directly mentioned that he was born small and fragile as an infant, but in the indication that his name was Pain. He was born in pain. I think it was because when he was born, he was named Pain, and that's the implication that he was talking about that. Okay, the pain that he had to go through when he was born. So that's the main issue of our character that AI. All right, the main thing that you can use about Jabez. Okay, now let's see. Now, because this is a person, you can almost ask him, and this is beyond what the Bible is talking about. Now, you can ask him about how he feels. So, okay, for example, how did you feel when the Lord answered your your prayer of asking to bless you, and how you were blessed? Okay. Of course, we will assume what he feels, but again, he become a real person alive that he can talk about these ideas and so forth so on. Okay, I can as describe the joy I felt when the Lord answered my prayer. Now, this is a person that is talking to us. I knew that he had heard my pleas and would provide the blessings I requested. As I was a slave at the time, having the Lord at my side and his hand in my life was a great blessing. When I prayed that your hand would be with me, I knew he would guide and protect me. The other blessings I requested as a God-given abundance and protection from calamity also came about through the Lord's mercy. And how did we know that he was truly blessed by the Lord? The Bible says having one child is already a blessing. He had 30 sons and he had 30 daughters. So you know that he is truly blessed. Okay. Uh, all right. Very good. Harriet is asking, does the constant use of character AI reflects the quality of responses from it? Like the length and the wordiness of the response, Harriet Eliza Press. That's a very good point. Okay, a question ni Harriet is this: can when you're answering, when you're asking so many questions and there are so many answers that AI is giving you, doesn't it increase the possibility that he was going to make a mistake? Yes, definitely there will be some possibility that he's coming up with certain words, and that's where you need to be extra careful. That's what we need to be cautious. You're absolutely right, Harriet. It's absolutely correct. As he's going to explain more and more words, there would be tendencies that he would exaggerate and so on. So stick to the more important ones. For example, when you go through scroll all this information, the main information that you need here is the main verse, and out of that verse it should help you realize what this actually mean. Okay, I understand that it's not easy, but it make it easier for you to understand also when you're asking a person rather than researching where does it go again, first of all, it reminded me where the text is. I will not remember all that. But with ChatGPT and even with just my phone, I can recall even if I'm on the way to a Bible study already, and I can't remember, and I'm gonna talk about Jabez, and don't remember the text. I can just mention who is Jabez and who are the other people that are mentioned in the scriptures. Okay, so I wish we can have it more interactive, and you can ask more questions like, Pastor Rowley, can you research about this? Because when I present this in an open microphone, and other people will say, why don't you try? Can you search for this and put in the name this, and we try it right there and then, and then maybe we can do the same thing. So we'll stop for a second. We'll bring Pastor John. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, and we'll bring Pastor John again. We're into 41 minutes live into our system. And what do you think, Pastor John? Nakita mo ba yung process ng
Yeah, yeah.
paggamit ng character.ai?
So, sandali, mag-ano lang ako ng ilaw.
Greet
Okay.
ka muna ng mga tao nandyan.
Maganda yung kasi inaabangan talaga ng marami yung continuation ng ating discussions dito, at kung isa-summarize na, hindi pa nga tayo darating doon sa ilang araw pa na natin, but then ilan sa mga nakakausap ko online ay tunay na maging beneficial sa bawat isa. Pastor Rolly.
Amen. All right. So, binabati ko yung mga nandiyan sa Philippines, and I understand I will be going back soon. We should be back by Saturday, this coming Saturday. Pero habang po tayo ay naririto at marami pong tayong time, maganda yung internet connections, ay papatuloy po natin yung ating we will continue not just with, maybe we will put a short break also on artificial intelligence, kung okay lang sa'yo, Pastor John. I'd like to bring in the issue of Israel and Hamas the next few days again, maybe starting on Wednesday. And the reason is Israel has already started last night, I think. They started the ground attack. And what are they going to be doing? And I'd like to cover all the different sides and also different perspectives on that we will have issues on what we are going to talk about. Pero magko-concentrate muna tayo ng artificial intelligence at this time. There is another question there, Pastor John. Ang sabi po dito niya, again, Harriet, thank you for all your questions. If there are some instances, I just like to check, when the character AI gets out of character, how do we know that what they're saying is true or false? That's a very good point. That is a major concern. Okay, like for example, the other day when I was typing in, when we were talking about Jacob, it will become very obvious. It will become very obvious. Now, if it's not obvious, then that's the danger. So we need to know we have to know of a general sense what they are talking about. Hindi po siya a 100% perfect. We cannot use it as an idea that we will have everyone there all 100% information. It will just be a guide for us. So pag may mga doubtful information tayo, then we need to double check it with other people. Like I said, it's the fun part of researching, but it's not 100%. It's the same thing when you're doing Google, by the way. There would be some information that you would get, and then you would need to filter it. The only exception with ChatGPT or character.ai, that has already been filtered. So more or less, you would have an explanation why there was a big mistake on that. Jean Villamin is also watching with us, and say hello to Jean Villamin watching. And other people might be watching. On your side, Pastor John, may mga greetings ba dyan?
Yeah, good morning po kay Ma'am Shara El Bangkol sa Bani. Good morning din po kay Brother Wade Kilang sa Bulacan. Good morning po kay Madam Chubby Delior from Masinloc. At good morning po kay Ma'am Helena Alexander. She's now at IGCC Santa Cruz, celebrating with the church members sa kanilang 8th year anniversary with Pastor Bogs Ases. Good morning po kay Sister Ada Theben, at ganyan din po kay John Barira. Diyan po sa Wakon, good morning po sa inyo. Good morning po kay Madam Imelda Saturnino, diyan po sa Digo City, Davao del Sur. Maraming salamat po. At ibalik ko kay Pastor Ole.
Okay, so we are going to continue the next few days. Today is Sunday morning, Bangkok time, around 5:40 a.m., 6:40 a.m. sa Philippines, and we don't have enough time to show you the new um, image generation tool that Adobe has created. So meron silang additional, if you have the Adobe suites, you would be able to create images on the fly. You can create images are on the fly. What I'd like to show you, I don't know if I would be able to show you that quickly to uh, uh, room organizer AI. All right, there is another one which is called a room AI, which is something that let's say I'm going to take a picture of let's see, Pastor John's place. Let's see, like this, and I would like to create uh, a picture. Okay, and I will see, and let's see, paint. All right, so I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to do at the moment, so you get an idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so this requires a little bit of patience because I'm creating what I'm doing right now. I'm actually creating an actual room. All right, an interior room of let's see, share, present. I'm gonna share the whole thing, share the whole window, so you could see exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna share the entire screen. Share the entire screen there. All right. So the first thing I did was I created this image, and this image that Pastor John has, and I'm going to try to see if we can make this smaller. There you go, and that's the image. And file save as PNG. Let's just put it on downloads room for John, Pastor John, for PJ. Happy birthday, Pastor John. Okay, so notice what I did is created that file, and I don't have enough space there. But I go to this interior room, and it says here drop or take a photo or do a control V. I'd like to do a living room here. So let's see. This is the image that I have, and this is in here in downloads. And I will notice that it's interesting that I can just go to downloads, and this same file that I have, I can drag it to here. Oh, no, 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 that's this one. Just that one. Just drop that image, and let's see what happens. So here, there's the room, and where did it go? There you go. And where's the result? Okay. There you go. So that's the picture. And I'd like to create a living room. And then I'd like it to create an idea or render the idea. Okay. Log in. I'll sign in with Google. Yeah, sorry. I got to use my name. All right. And again, drop here an image. Okay. So how is this picture going to create an image? So it's going to create a new living room, a new tropical and whatever style you would want. And look at that, Pastor John, you have a new style, new design for your living room. You see that one? I don't know if you saw that one, my friends.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that is very interesting. So that is the value of creating a interior design, which is something you just take a picture of any room. I didn't even uh, describe the size, and I didn't even do any of that. Now, artificial intelligence can do that. That's how powerful it is. Nag-iisip ko pa lang ng paano mo i-design yung kwarto mo. You take a picture of it and you put it here, and you can, by the way, put it a different design. You can say, I'd like to make it bohemian, or I'd like to make it minimalist, or I'd like to make it more Christmassy. All right, I'd like to make it more Christmas. Let's see. Let's render a new idea and find out how it will look, more or less. So in a very short span of time, it will create a more Christmas
Wow.
look. All right. So what about, I don't want the living room. Maybe you can put in a kitchen instead. Yeah, I don't know. And it's not a Christmas. Maybe it's a more minimalist. I don't want too many thoughts or many furnitures there. I want to make it simple. I want to have like maybe a kitchen on that, and a clean clean kitchen, news Klein kitchen. This is taken from. Well, how does it do it? I'm gonna make a stop here for a second. How does it do it? All right. How does artificial intelligence do it? Like I said, artificial intelligence is uh, artificial intelligence is taking all these informations that are out there in the internet, and there are billions of iterations, billions of images, billions and billions of information and text, and out of those pictures, out of those generated images and ideas and thoughts and things, the artificial intelligence make an assumption as close to what you're asking for, and whatever it is, it can be design, it can be an architecture, it can be an art itself, it can be a graphic picture, it can be agricultural design, it can be any area and any industry. We have begun to start just 1 millionth of the power of artificial intelligence. Again, what is the danger? Okay, what is the danger? The danger is, we know where is this heading. We know the prince of the power of the air. We know what the overall theme on this is going to be satanic, it's going to be demonic, it's going to be the devil who's going to be in full control. God will allow it. But at the end, of course, God will wipe all these things away. But we're in the cusp of the technology, and we can make use of it, because everything that God has given to us, everything that God has allowed us to have, can be used for His glory and for His honor. I hope that makes sense. We are 53 minutes live into the system. Tomorrow, I'll show more about the creation of the images. And again, character.ai is just one very good tool. Of course, you have ChatGPT, which is all text-based. And thank you for all your questions, Harriet, for all those wonderful time. And I know it's still too early for you. I know you were jogging, but today is Sunday, so you're on the way to church. Timothy, Pastor Tim Kamising is also joining with us from Dasmariñas, Cavite. Pastor Tim, I addressed earlier the issues and concern about plagiarism. Just a review. Pastor Tim was the one who asked me about addressing the issue of plagiarism. Just to recap, plagiarism is when you copy exact words and putting it in somebody else's mouth, and you take it from somebody else and you take it as your own. In this case, it's not, because it's generating a new set of words. Now, if you don't claim it as AI generated, then you might get in trouble, because another person might do the same thing and might come up with it, depending on who comes out first. And both of you were AI generated, and if you don't, then you will be found out. So it would be a little bit embarrassing. But the point is, if you rephrase it and you change the words and change the meaning, not without changing the meaning, it will not consist of plagiarism. Pastor John, any
Yes.
other words?
Tunay na kung sa pakinabang, yung advantages sa atin on the sides of the mga pastors and missionaries, malaking pakinabang kasi sa ngayon my ministry is online, at it will not be possible kung hindi ito ang technology na ginagamit natin. While Pastor Rolly is in Bangkok, Thailand, ako po ay nandito sa California, kayo po ay nandyan sa Pilipinas, and you can participate with us sapagkat meron po tayong 10 slots o 10 frames na pwedeng sabay-sabay na mag-usap-usap tayo dito, doon po sa pinapadalhan ko ng link, ay maaari po kayo maka-join. Kaya nga po, in-encourage po natin ang ating mga manggagawa at mga pastors na sumali para ma-practice natin yung paggamit ng technology upang sa ganun ay mas higit na mapadali yung mga processes o paghahanda natin sa ating ministry. Pastor Oli.
One last question that we have here, pahabol na question. This is very important, I think. Very nice questions from Harriet. How old are you, Harriet? 15 years old. 15-year-old kid from Adas, yung daughter ni Ate Juliet and Kuya Harry. We praise the Lord for your work in the youth in our church in Blessed Fundamental Bethel Fundamental Baptist Church. But the question is, how do we avoid the scams? May mga magi-scam. Kasi there's so many applications now, not just character.ai, not just OpenAI. You will know if there are scams if, first of all, it would be easy to figure them out if they're coming out of their own system and they're just starting. You want to make sure that they're not on the mainstream. If they are not on the mainstream, you kind of like suspect them. For example, if it's Adobe is a very prominent name. They will not create something that will scam other people. So if I go stick with the big names like Adobe character or image generator, well, I'm not going to have a problem with that. So stick with the big names. OpenAI is a big name. OpenAI is the one that produced ChatGPT, okay? And they are linked with many different applications. There are hundreds of applications within OpenAI. OpenAI is the main company, is the owner of ChatGPT, and their very most popular app is ChatGPT. Now, OpenAI is like a platform. It's like a launching pad for different applications. Why do they call it open? Open means it's anyone that can join in, but it doesn't mean that they don't have control. They have a little bit of control with it. They will know if there are some people who are within OpenAI that are just scamming people. And if they are, they'll easily remove them from the list. So OpenAI is a good tool to start with. And also because of, like, similarly, when you're buying something from Lazada, when you're buying something from Shopee, you check out the input, you check out the people. Oh, I got scammed with this, or I got, so it's the same way with different apps. You need to, verify it with other viewers, with other people. These are the things that are not reliable. These are not things that aren't really nice. So that's why we need to be interactive. In other words, if I tried it and I sense it, like for example with character.ai, I only found a few loopholes on it, but overall I think it's very consistent. I tried with ChatGPT, it's very, very consistent. So you stick with those applications. I hope that answers most of your questions, Harriet. And we will continue with the study of character.ai, especially for teenagers. Those of you who have kids in your family, teenagers, let's join in, let's band in, and then let's try to answer some of these questions. Pastor John, I think we're over the limit. We have about...
Okay, thank you very much, Pastor Oli. At doon po sa lahat ng ating pong live viewers, sa ating pong Daily Morning Reflection, gayon din po sa ating pong mga team replay, in-encourage ko po kayo na subaybayan ang ilang mga magiging kaganapan pa sa huling buwan na ito, mga araw sa buwan na ito with Pastor Oli. Sapagkat si Pastor Oli, babalik na ata dito sa Alaska next week. Pagkatapos ng kanyang Bangkok, Thailand, babalik na dito sa Alaska. Pastor Oli, sana magkita tayo bago ka mag-swing by ka ng San Diego so that we can fellowship together then bago ka uwi ng Alaska.
Okay, gusto ko lang i-share yung screen ko. I just wanna, first of all, I wanna greet Pastor John. Happy birthday! Yay! Happy birthday! Yeah, happy birthday.
Okay, salamat po. At huwag niyo pong kalimutan i-like, share, and subscribe sa ating pong YouTube channel. Gayon din po sa ating pong Facebook page upang may bahagi natin ang salita ng Panginoon at kaalaman sa ating pong mga mahal sa buhay. Mula po dito sa Southern California, marami pong salamat. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.